Welcome to Ordinary Things, where ordinary things are explained. Today's ordinary thing? Litter, also known as ground garnish. But what is litter? Litter is a collective term referring to waste materials that are left in public or undesirable places. So if trash doesn't get collected, recycled, or become a contestant on Love Island, it can probably be defined as litter. In America alone, 250 million tons of litter gets produced every year, which is the equivalent weight of 550 Burj Khalifas or the weight of Mia Khalifa's career total semen intake. But where did litter come from? While litter has been around since humans valued things they couldn't consume or destroy, it didn't emerge as a categorical definition until that golden age of smog and cheap child labour, the Industrial Revolution. During the Industrial Revolution, swathes of people migrated to cities in search of work and to escape all the folk musicians that plagued the British countryside. What people didn't know, however, was that nothing breeds disease like population density and decomposing matter in the water supply. Before long, 19th century London and other major cities were plagued by outbreaks of cholera, typhoid, and other illnesses spread by water. In reaction, politicians did what they do best. They rolled up their sleeves and blamed immigrants and poor people for their immoral, disease-spreading lifestyles. But after the 1854 cholera outbreak, the link between contaminated water and disease was undeniable, and the war on litter began. For the next 100 years, most garbage strategies revolved around collecting trash and converting it to ash. That wasn't until the 1940s, however, when suddenly all of Europe was forced to really get into recycling thanks to this ardent environmentalist. It was the era of make, do and mend, a popular propaganda slogan at the time which encouraged citizens to go sparingly with everything from bathwater to clothes. This short wartime PSA is notable for its simultaneous anti-waste, pro-sexual assault message.
This is one kind of waste you can get round. But this kind of waste, and this, you want to watch out for and avoid.
Rationing continued in Britain long after America converted Hiroshima and Nagasaki into radioactive litter. So when rationing finally did finish in 1954, the British were ready to get shopping and dropping with the emergence of the supermarket. Much like end-of-school proms, pointlessly invading Iraq, and electing peroxide blonde orangutans, the supermarket began as an American enthusiasm that the British were keen to obediently copy. The public fast adapted to the idea of just taking items from the shelves without the assistance of a shopkeeper. However, this new grab-and-go model required perishable goods to be wrapped in a combination of paper, plastic and cardboard, which led to an explosive rise in the volume of total waste produced every year. And this problem was further compounded when a small disadvantage of burning all this trash was discovered. It was killing everyone. In 1952, London experienced the Great Smog. 5 days of smog so dense and widespread that Londoners couldn't see 6 feet in front of them. It was the worst instance of air-based pollution the country would ever face, at least until Katie Hopkins arrived and started spewing noxious bullshit. The smog ended up killing at least 4,000 people and led to the institution of the Clean Air Act of 1956, which severely limited the number of active incinerators that could be allowed to operate in the country. So as trash could no longer be filtered through the human respiratory system, it had nowhere to go but the streets. In this BBC documentary from the 1960s, you can see that British streets were as filthy and overcrowded as your mum's bedroom.
Children, of course, don't understand. They walk innocently into dangers left lurking in their paths by unthinking adults.
Yeah, including the adults who were filming it from across the f***ing street. Something had to be done, and the answer to all this free-flowing garbage was a simple Canadian invention. The polythene bag. The plastic bag was a revolution. It was lightweight, it kept all the rubbish together, and best of all, it was cheap. So thanks to the bin bag, the litter problem was solved forever. Children were free to frolic in a trash-free Britain, where the only thing littering the streets would be cucumber sandwiches, jumpers for goalposts, and pictures of the Queen when she was young and shaggable. Well, not quite. While trash was getting collected more effectively than ever, there was still those subhuman invertebrates who were hawking their trash wherever they pleased. The make, do and mend generation had made way for a country full of tossers. So authorities decided the best way to stamp out this behaviour was to vigorously wag their fingers at us through the medium of passive-aggressive public service announcements. This creative PSA was commissioned by the British Transport Authority in 1959 to curb train station waste, and features a talking litter basket that's absolutely gagging for your garbage.
Here's another one. Does this every morning. And then I'm left drooling at the mesh. Now, I wonder... Oh, thank you.
In the 1960s, Keep Britain Tidy produced a swathe of high-profile, youth-orientated anti-littering campaigns, like this one. Here, a group of Manson family rejects bully their soft-spoken friend so he'll stop bloody littering.
Marty, that's really silly.
Yeah, if everyone did that, the place would be a disaster.
Yeah, if you didn't litter, maybe your parents would still be together.
Mark, you know it costs £25 million a year of the taxpayers' money to clean the litter in Britain.
That's a national disgrace. I mean, surely that money could be used on a more deserving cause.
Yeah, like ambulances or cancer research. Now all those deaths are your fault!
Sorry,
Litter's dirty and ugly.
And so are you, litter scum. God, I hate you! They follow this 2-minute hate session up with a jaunty little song, which actually reached number 33 in the charts, and it is wank.
Treat the country like it was your own. We've got to...
Meanwhile, across the Atlantic, the Americans were equally tired of asking people to pick their shit up and started their own propaganda campaigns. In 1971, Keep America Beautiful launched this iconic ad starring Native American actor Iron Eyes Cody, because you can always count on the Americans to up the production values and the uncomfortable racial vibes. You know, that ad really got to me. The Indian, the tear, the trash, it was all very affecting. I'm really going to shape up. Unless, of course, there was some kind of shocking revelation that undercut the message of the whole ad. In 1999, it was revealed that Iron Eyes Cody, who'd made a career from playing Native American characters, wasn't Native American at all, and was actually Italian, having lied about it for his entire 50-year career. Now, but my personal favourite littering PSA has to be this one. Tennessee Trash, commissioned by the Tennessee Department of Transportation, it spectacularly fails in its anti-littering aim by making it look like an absolute blast.
Lord, there ain't no lower class than Tennessee trash. A throwaway bottle or pop top can may not seem much to a traveling man, but a little bit of litter goes a long, long way. Growing, a growing, getting bigger every day. Tennessee trash, messing up the highways. Tennessee trash, jogging up the byways. Lord, there ain't no lower class than Tennessee trash.
Despite Tennessee's best efforts, Keep America Beautiful was actually a highly successful program and played a large part in cleaning up its garbage-strewn highways. And so finally, the trash problem was again solved forever. Every street in the world is now beautiful and pristine, we recycle everything, including joke formats, Israel and Palestine finally settled their differences, and I have a girlfriend now, but you can't see her, she goes to another school. Again, not quite. Just because litter gets collected, it doesn't mean it gets recycled or raptured, as 79% of collected litter ends up somewhere like this. A landfill. The industrial equivalent of cleaning your bedroom by shoving all your clothes, unwashed plates and dirty shame rags underneath the bed. This 5-star trash hole is the Apex Regional Landfill in Nevada. Boasting an eye-watering 12,000 acres, it is the largest active landfill in the world, and is also only a 20-minute drive from the cultural landfill and Disneyland for brain-damaged adults, Las Vegas. Next up is the exotic and toxic Gazipur in New Delhi. Established in 1984, this terrifying trash mountain is set to become taller than the Taj Mahal by 2020. So if you're here on your gap year, make sure to get a photo with it for your Tinder profile. That way it can pair nicely with your equally trashy photo posing with a sedated jungle cat. This landfill... Actually, I don't know where this landfill is, but it makes me feel vapid and vaguely ashamed of my body. Let's get out of here. In the UK, the government clearly didn't wag their fingers hard enough because people are still bloody littering today. But thankfully, because my country is a mass-surveilled Orwellian nightmare, we've now hired special, privatised, non-police officers to hunt litterers down like the dogs they are! In this Panorama investigation from 2017, we're encouraged to take a ride with these fragment fascists as they fine people for the smallest offences imaginable. This man is written up for accidentally dropping a piece of orange peel, and here a woman is pestered to pick up a hypothetical dog shit by a member of these privatised poo police. A shit she claims didn't even come from her dog's anus.
And now you're trying to arrest me or give me some kind of warning for an offence I haven't committed when I'm trying to pick up a poo that you say my dog is responsible for.
This is either a terminal case of British politeness or the concession of a guilty turd merchant. Either way, this is prime content for a sociopath like me who loves nothing more than watching tense interactions play out on YouTube. Better still, there seems to be a whole subgenre devoted to interactions with these trash troopers. And if you guys want to send me any links, I also love videos of trains derailing, accidents involving industrial equipment, and live leak footage of Brazilian circus disasters. Yeah, it's funny because it's not me. The fact is, people who litter are easy scapegoats, as it's easier to blame people who break the rules than acknowledge that an entire economic ecosystem is to blame. The real problem is single-use plastic, or more accurately, our demand and manufacture of it. Only 9% of the plastic we produce is recyclable, and only about 30% of that will actually end up in a recycling centre. And what remains isn't going anywhere, as most plastic takes over 300 years to degrade. That's right, the ocean is now filled with more plastic than Michael Jackson's coffin. This is the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, but don't let the name fool you. It's less of a patch and more a swirling vortex of misery, murdered marine life and single-use plastic that's roughly 3 times the size of France. Exhibit A in the case against humanity's continued existence, the Great Pacific Garbage Patch is only getting bigger. Due to the circular flow of ocean gyre currents, once something enters the patch, it's unlikely it will ever escape. It's hard to overemphasize just how big the patch is. It's said to contain up to 3.6 trillion pieces of plastic, which is around 200 pieces for every person that lives on this waste marble we call the planet. The fact is, any environmental solution that focuses primarily on collecting or clearing litter is treating a symptom, not the disease. Despite billions spent on behaviour-focused initiatives, waste management, and ocean clearance, we are still producing more non-recyclable waste than at any other time in history. We are a species of crazy cat ladies who just can't stop buying new additions to our feline family, and then we complain when the house smells like cat shit. The problem isn't littering, it's our unwavering, unpunished demand for products that end up as litter. This has been Ordinary Things. If you like what I've put out so far, please consider donating to my Patreon. And if you want to know more about Ordinary Things, hit the bell and subscribe to the Ordinary Things YouTube channel, which can be found here, in front of your face.
Lord, there ain't no lower class than Tennessee trash.